All right, welcome to the Circle of Grace One. I'm your host, Chief Principal Teacher and Founder, Bishop Francis E. Revels-Bey. Circle of Grace One was founded on July 2nd, 1999 AD, under the aegis and the anointing of the Angel of Grace through divine providence. And of course, it started its own spiritual and metaphysical institute on February the 7th, 2009. And I'm the bishop of both, I'm the founder of both, I'm the host of both. I hope you have a good time tonight. Tonight's program is going to be for approximately 45 minutes. What I'm trying to do here is put out a lot of information, so sometimes I'm going to do something that's called random broadcasting. Now, I was on not too long ago, at the end of November almost, with a show at about 3:17 in the morning. So I could be on here just about any time giving out this information. So tonight here with the Circle of Grace One, and this is our longtime channel here at Ustream.tv for many years now. I want to get an opportunity to put this information out. And what I want to talk about is the power of numbers and how numbers have an influence in our lives. And one of the things I want to make mention to you before I delve into this a little bit is I want to let you know that if you need to be in touch with me, you can always simply email me at IAM. That's the letters IAM dot circle of grace with the number one at the end at yahoo.com, or iam.circleofgrace1 at gmail.com. And you can also use Bishop Francis, that's BISHOP FRANCIS at Circle of Grace with the number one at the end .net. If you want to call me, you can always Skype me at 973-685-5978, or you can connect with me on Skype. Look me up there as Brother Francis Revels-Bey, REVELS REVELS dash capital BEY. All right, so excuse me. What I want to bring across this evening is the power of numbers. Numerology is the science of numbers, the study of numbers and their hidden influence in your life. Now, I'm not going to go into the deeper parts like how this all came about, because many people just like to pounce on this information right away and put it into motion on a daily basis. Now, one of the things I did back over on my blog talk radio show, and I do have all the material on it, I have everything that was devoted to numerology. And what I was doing was giving you a synopsis basically of numbers 1 through 9 and how they're associated with astrological influences, being the sun sign, the planetary situation, as well as what day of the week, and then how the numbers harmonize with themselves and other numbers. I also gave a meaning of the birthday calendar date numbers from 1 to 31. And then I also went into the destiny, which is the life path meaning of the numbers from 1 to 9. So what I want to do is kind of touch on some of those, and also what I did was show you how to read the numbers in an how to read the numbers in an address, be it a residential address or a commercial address. And so I want to bring back some of that information right now for you. And what I want to really look at is what we call personal year cycles. Personal year cycles. So how do you find your personal year cycle? What is that anyway? Well, you have the universal year cycle. The universal year cycle is, for instance, we're at the end here of 2013. 20 plus 13 is 33. That gives you the master number 33, which is the double threes slash 6. So if you have the double threes with a slash in there and then the 6 added on to that, then what you have is actually two numbers. But really, you're going to see we pronounce it as 33. So 33, and then the 33, and then the 6. So you really have four ways of interpreting that number. Usually people don't break down the master numbers. There are master numbers that range from double zeros all the way up to the double nines. And then you have the triple zeros all the way up to the triple nines. And the quadruples and the quintuplets and so on and so on and so on. You can, once you get a basic idea of what the numbers can mean, then you can actually go and develop your systematic approach to new, something that you'll be able to do time and time time and time again for yourself. Excuse me, I have a little throat problem here. Is being out here, I've just been talking a lot, and it probably means I need to give my voice a rest. So, before we jump into this, what I like to do is just issue a short affirmative prayer type decree, meditational decree. Through divine power and by divine grace, for all of you to get a chance to watch this live or listen to this as it's seated in the archives here. May you be blessed by it in more ways than one. May you be able to find something in here, a gem, a tool, a pearl in here that can help you transform your own life and make an impact not only on yourself, but others in your community, others whether in your neighborhood, your nation, your state. But may you be able to utilize it in a very positive way so you can continue to grow. So I will say that, and so it is, and amen, and so shall it be. All right, so we're getting in here, and we're going to look at numbers. We're going to look at the cycles of numbers and what they could mean for you on a personal level. Now, many people have systems. Some people say no matter where your birthday falls within the year, you can always calculate it back, and it covers the entire year. But the way I look at it is, let's say if you are born right now, and today's date is the 2nd, December the 2nd, 2013. So you could add, taking the month, which is the 12th month, add that to the 2. That gives you a 14. 12 plus 2 is 14. Now you take that number and add that to 2013. And what you're going to have is 2027, right? When you add it up, it'll be 2027. Then you have to bring all of that into a single digit. So 20 and 27 is going to give you 47. And 4 plus 7 is an 11. So there's a master number sitting right there, /2. So now, since you got that 2 wasn't governing you back from January 2013. Why? Because your birthday wasn't in January 2013. Your birthday is now. So logically speaking, you should use it from the time that your birthday is noted within the year. So if you're in this latter part of the year, or any place thereafter, when you're getting, in other words, when you're running out of months toward the end of the year, so that means that your birthday, 12/2, starts the vibration off, you see. So anybody born on December the 2nd, and we're looking at your birthday being today in the year 2013. So how do we get this 11 master number to work for you if it doesn't work or really apply to the previous months? Well, but since your birthday designates this time, right about now, that means you have from 12/12 or 12/2 2013 all the way up to December the 1st next year of 2014. So that means your personal year cycle, being the root digit 2, master number 11, governs you from today all the way to December the 1st of next year. And then when your birthday changes and comes up on December the 2nd, 2014, then you go into the next personal year cycle. So what does this mean when you're in 11 personal year cycle? Maybe there's someone else out there who had their number 11/2 start toward the end of December. Or maybe it began here in 2013, earlier part of this year. Maybe you had yours in November it started, or October it started, September. Or maybe yours is way back in January. Right about there. So that means those first two numbers then have to produce what? If 12 and 2 is 14, then you need two numbers, a calendar day number, as well as a month number value that must produce what? A 14, which is a 5. That would be like someone born January the 4th, someone born January the 13th, someone born January the 22nd, someone born January the 30th, 1st, or someone in February. So they have February is the second month, so all they're looking for is the what? The 3, the 3rd of February, the 12th of February, the 21st of February. So these are examples, so that you can see that someone is vibrating in a 2 personal year. All right? With a master number, possibly 11, being shown in it. So here we go. The person here having the number 11 master number as a personal year cycle is a backdrop. It's like a curtain behind the single digit. That number talks about dreams and visions. That means you're going to have dreams that will give you certain information about how your life is going right now or how it could be going. Or it might typify something from the past that's going on in your life that maybe you haven't overcome yet. All right? It also then denotes a vision, something that you receive that you know is more on the prophetic side. So it's giving you a precognitive experience. That means that whatever you're seeing in that dream is really more like a vision and is more in your life during this cycle. So what you're looking for then is what? The nature of that 11 is to uncover things that appear to be mysterious or secretive around you. Things you might get information that is just confidential, just for you. Or you might have something inside yourself that you need to share with a significant other and no one else. So it's like a secret. However, it is something that may lend further value in your own life. Well, you're looking at the master number 11. You're seeing there in one column, the tens digit column, the 1 with a 0, and in the units column, a 1. So the 10 root compound number 11 is all about building up one's confidence. So when you're in this 11 personal year, it's all about your confidence has to be intact. You have to be full of faith and trust. Okay, you have to be a person that's inventive by nature and have can be an original thinker that can be a trailblazer in your own life. I mean, so you can be able to impact someone else's life. Now you have that single digit 1 there inside the 11. And think of the 2 ones as like 2 pillars. 2 pillars. So when you have master numbers are these kind of numbers that can give you the divine feminine and divine masculine right up front. You got 2 pillars there to work with. It can give you more of an incoming vibration and an outgoing vibration at the same time. You could also superimpose this over 4 pillars. How do you do that? You got the 4 pillars of fire, air, water, and earth. So if you got fire, air, water, and earth, you can put that 11 in that column of water and earth vibration and see it really manifest itself. Or you could put it in the higher regions where it's in the fire element and the air element and see it manifest itself there. Or you could put it in the middle in the air element and the water element and see itself manifest. So what the 1 vibration is how to become more independent, more self-sufficient. So that number 11, if it's giving you dreams and visions, one of the things it's going to help you to do is to become what? More self-sufficient. Be able to rely more on yourself, or at least place around you in your circle of contacts people who are doing the same, people who can uplift themselves as well as uplift other people on a higher vibration, a higher plateau. So you're not falling backwards. So the nature of that 11 is you may not be aware that behind the scenes you got a lot of people rooting for you. You got a lot of divine and spiritual energies working on your behalf that can help catapult you forward. So that's one of the interesting things, at least that I'm seeing here with the master number 11. Now also, with that master number 11, it gives you the opportunity to deal with issues that are coming head on. So if you have developed a certain degree of courage or already have it, if you have a certain degree of faith where you're relying on the universe to be your soul support, spirit to be your soul support system, then spirit is going to bring into your life people who are passionate about helping you move forward in your life. People who already have moved forward can help pull you further up the ladder. You in turn can reach back and pull others up the ladder with you. It's all about sowing positive seeds, positive intentions, and allowing yourself to then create the reality that you need to create for yourself. And link that reality to the divine source so that everything is moving together as one. So that you don't feel, so you can be this individual, but you're not separated unto yourself because you're a part of a divine essence, divine element that is what? Infinite all unto itself. So we have that number in there, 11/2. The 11 is 1 and 1 is 2. So what is the 2? 2 is the gift of partnerships. 2 is the gift of arrangements. 2 is the gift of unions. People coming together, working what? For a common cause. Working for the same cause. Working to get the same effect. The same cause and the same effect. People working together maybe in a marital situation. Or people who aren't married yet, who haven't gotten to that point to be married yet, but they're still working together as partners. What? Toward the same thematic goal. Same thematic goal. They've got goals in mind that they want to accomplish. They have their individual goals that they have to accomplish. But what are the individual goals when you're going through that 2 vibration? The individual goals are this. And the main goal is this. Love yourself more. Forgive yourself more. Be more compassionate to yourself. Have more respect for you. And what? Love yourself. If you can do all of those things, you increase your understanding about your self-nature, right? Which then in turn empowers you, and then in turn activates your consciousness on a completely different level. So when you're out there working amongst other people, you can be able to do the same. The domino effect won't be a negative domino effect. It would be a positive domino effect. So you would be allowing yourself to step forward and be able to assist someone else. Why? Because you've already built up a strong platform. You've already generated a strong platform. You already got pillars of support in your life and you know where they're at. So it's easier now for you to assist someone else. So let's say that someone, before we go on, someone could be asking, well, how do I find my personal year number? Well, the way that you find it is you'll take the numerical value of the month that you're born in, and you're going to add these vertically. Okay, so you're going to, unless you're born in the 10th month, you write it as the 1 and the 0, 1 and 0, and then underneath whatever your calendar day birth date number is. It must fall, if it's a single digit, that everything has to be in the units column. Then everything has to be in the tens column, okay? Now, if you come down to your birth year, the last 2 digits of your birth year you're going to use, but you must use the 2 digits preceding the birth year. A lot of people take the shortcut and go, okay, well, I'm born in 1969. So I'm born 10/10/1969, and when I add that up, I get an 89, and 8 plus 9 is 17. Well, that might be good to do, and you might be comfortable to do, but you might have been born in 1969, or were you born in 1869, or were you born in 1769? That 19 is a constant value that shines significant amounts of information. That 19 talks about a solar energy. That 19 has the 1 and the 9 in there. The 9 is a Mars energy, and the 1 is a solar energy, and 1 and 9 is 10 is a Jupiterian energy. So there's a lot of energy there that your birth year 69 is riding on. Think of the compound number like the horse or the engine of a car, and the other 2 numbers are the passenger within that vehicle. Now it's being taken to a certain destination. So your universal year number wouldn't be 6 plus 9 is 15, which is 6. Your universal year number would be that 19, which is a 10 plus a 69. Right? So if 69 and 15 is 6, 1 plus 9 is 10. 10 and 6 is 16, which is 7. So the universal year vibration was a 7. Now you had to take the 10 and the 10 and add that to the 7. You get a 27. And 2 plus 7 is 9. So you don't want to lose the value of the year that you're born in by cutting it up. You want to use all 4 digits of the birth year. That gives you a better understanding of how you as a soul energy chose to come here on those digits that help you vibrate to a higher level and helps you work out any karmic situation that you may have created in a past life, a past condition, or even in a current condition. It tells you how you could work that energy and therefore make that energy much, much better for yourself. So now, let's say if you're in a 3 personal year. Well, what would that 3 personal year mean? That 3 personal year would mean that socialization is a good thing for you. Heading out into the world, creating new friends, or taking the friendships that you have already and making them better. 3 would mean to spend some time in communication with your friends. Not only with your friends, but any relatives that you might have a good connection with. Or maybe you don't have a good connection, so you're trying to establish a much better one. 3 is also connecting you to youth. So look around to see what kind of youth are around you, young ones. Maybe they're in the teens, maybe they're in the preteens, maybe they're in college. But you can also impact and assist them. 3 also means that you have to use more discipline in your life. So you have to be able to discipline yourself. Don't worry about disciplining someone else. You create discipline for yourself. You put yourself in a position where you have greater focus, greater concentration, so that you can move ahead in your own life, so you can surge forward. So this is highly important for you. You want to do whatever is necessary for you to feel more in control of your own life, but also where you can be able to address the desires of others, help others get further along in their life. 3 is also about understanding. You want to create a sense of better understanding, not only about yourself as an individual, but how you connect and relate to other people. This is highly important when you're going through a 3 personal year. You're going to have this high energy. You're going to have this need to expand your awarenesses about your life, what you see that's going on in your life. Again, before you can help someone else, you have to be able to help yourself. You want to be able to correct what is going on with yourself. This is essential to your well-being. So make sure that what you're doing has value to it. Make sure that what you're doing creates better wholeness, wellness, and healing in your own life, as well as the people that are connected to you. This is one of the things you want to know about that 3 vibration. Is allowing you to expand your circles. You might do something where you realize you have a creative gift. Maybe you play an instrument. Maybe you want to do more than just play the instrument for yourself. Maybe you want to play it in a concert form for other people. Maybe you want to be a composer. Maybe you want to work with people who deal with dance. Maybe you want to be a choreographer. Maybe you are a jewelry maker, making jewelry. Maybe you are an arts and crafts designer. There's a lot of things here that 3 brings out. That 3 reminds you that's there in your life that you can utilize. 3 is a learning number. So maybe you want to find yourself taking courses somewhere. Maybe you want to be a life coach. Maybe you want to be a voice coach. Maybe you want to be in the theater and film. So you'll take the necessary classes to set that up for yourself and allow you to begin on the road to getting to that goal for yourself. Well, I'm hearing in my mind and my consciousness that maybe there's something I may have left out. So let's take this 2 and 3 number that we're looking at. Someone's in a 2 personal year, someone's in a 3 personal year. So let's say that has occurred right now. Maybe you could have been born December the 1st. So maybe for you, instead of it being a 2 personal year, it's probably maybe like a 1 vibrational year that's kicking through. Because 12 and 1 is a 3. Well, actually, it wouldn't be that, would it? If it's 12 and 1 is a 3 and 2013 is a 6, then you were experiencing a 9. For someone else, it's 5 with the 6, and they get 11, which is a 2. So there's different combinations. So let's say you figured it, you already have calculated your personal year cycle, whether it be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9 personal cycle. So what about a person who has a one personal cycle? If you're in a one personal cycle, it's all about building definitely your confidence, who you see in your own eyes. Who are you? How do you identify yourself? Do you identify yourself as a soul entity unto yourself, or do you see yourself connected to a divine source? So you have to find a way to discover who you are. One of the things when you're going through a one personal cycle is you'll be battling with your personal ego. And you might be battling with the egos of other people as well. So you want to be aware of that. You want to be having any conflicting wills here, or a conflict of interest going on. You want to get on the same page. When you're going through that one personal year, it is about being definitely self-sufficient. Get to know yourself, get to know what you can do, get to know what you can't do. Find out what your weaknesses are and correct them. Well, that one vibration personal year, that two vibration personal year, that three vibration personal year. Well, what will it bring forward? Well, that if you're in a one personal year, you might attract Leos and Aquarians first, who can help you like step into the spotlight more with yourself. Or you might find yourself in a not only with the 1-4 vibration, which is Leo Aquarius, but you might find yourself attracting people who come under the lunar influence of the two, which is Cancer, or the Pisces influence, which is the number 7. So in one personal year, people who can help you define or redefine yourself or discover who you are Leos, Aquarians, Cancerian, and Pisces people. That will go for the same if your nature here has a number 2. If you're in a number 2 personal year, then you'll have Cancerian people can assist you. You'll have Pisces people assist you. You'll have Leos and Aquarians will assist you. Have a better understanding of partnership and arrangements, or contracts and agreements. How to maintain peace, how to be a mediator of peace. How to stick to details, facts, and figures, and understand things better. Then you step with the 3. What the 3 will draw to you? Well, the 3 will bring you mainly people born in March and people born in December. 3 can bring to you Sagittarians. First and foremost, Sagittarians who will show you how to keep a free spirit about everything that you're doing. Yes, be attached, be focused, but have that carefree spirit so that you can move through life's issues faster and don't feel that like you're bogged down. Well, that's right there, 1, 2, and 3. Well, what about 4, 5, and 6 personal years? Well, if you're in a 4 personal year, it's about establishing greater order in your life, more simplicity in your life, have a more structured way of living. Not to be all over the place. Yeah, we're going to be chaotic sometimes. Yeah, we're going to have stuff all over the place. Everybody does. Everybody does. One of my ancestors, my late mother, used to say she likes to go into a house when she visited friends. She likes to go into a house that doesn't look too immaculate. Why? It looks like the person doesn't enjoy their house. But if she can just see things around, and she's not being nosy, she's just seeing things around, something out of order a little bit. I mean, somebody's living there. Somebody's making their life there. There's nothing wrong with that. So you're in a 4 personal year, you're trying to have more structure, order, and organization in your life so that you can have a greater sense of wholeness in your life. So you can clearly see how to build upon in your own life. See, if you're going through a 3 personal year, it's all about having fun with yourself. When you step into the 4 means sometimes if you don't have it all together, if you're not focused like you should be, then you'll be all over the place. You'll be highly scattered. You'll be dealing with changes that you can't seem to turn the change over in your favor. Sometimes people question where they're going in a 4 personal year. But when they're questioning where they're going, sometimes they need an opinion, a second view on it. The nature of the 4, though, means go to somebody that knows more than you. Because that will help you what? Have a clearer understanding of what's before you, what's around you, what is it that you're striving to do. So you got that 4. That 4 means you like the number 1 personal year and the number 2 personal year and a number 7 personal year. You're going to attract Aquarians that can help you with that. You're going to attract Leos that can help you with that. Cancerian people. And, again, the 7-natured Pisces individual. But if you're going through the 4, you need to be more grounded. So you might get in touch with a homebody Cancerian person. They can kind of assist you with that. Now, what about here if you have a 5 personal year? Well, 5 is also dealing with change. It's the ability to adapt to any given situation or different personalities that pop up around you. Not just popping up, people that you already know you have to deal with. Maybe you have a coworker that thinks real fast. Or maybe you have a coworker that likes to change their mind. That 5 nature means that you have learned to adapt to given situations. Well, how do you adapt? That means you're studying the whole environment that you find yourself in. You're realizing you're interacting with different people. Some are moving slow in decisions, some move quickly in decisions, some are more team players, some are more individuals. There's some who are highly competitive. So with that 5 energy, it suggests that you can relate to all of that. One of the things you want to do, 5 teaches you to be more in yourself, being more observant and more aware, and then go with your memory. What are you aware of? What do you remember? What do you remember that you are aware of? Are you aware that you have a memory? So the 5's nature, 5 deals with speed. Because if I were you in a 5 personal year, I'd be very careful driving on the road. Out there, it doesn't matter if it's a residential area or a city area, be careful when driving on the road. You might have a tendency to want to drive real fast, find yourself tailgating. Or find somebody in front of you happen to put on their brakes, abrupt changes, and you slam into the back of them. Be careful when you're on the road when you're in a 5 personal year. Drive defensively, as they say. Be aware of who's around you. Cars, big cars, little cars, someone on a motorcycle, someone driving a truck. You got to be aware. Nighttime, you got to be aware of where you're going. You got to be able to see everything clearly. So when you're in that 5 personal year, it's all about knowing your direction. Knowing your direction is highly important. Knowing where you want to go. The nature of the 5 is to do things sometimes too fast. 5 needs to be less restless, more in control of themselves. So when you're in a 5 personal year, make sure you get plenty of rest. 5 is the communicator. It's Mercury. It rules Gemini and it rules Virgo. Virgo can deal with business ethics very well. Gemini likes to be with partners but can be moving around a lot. So you might have a business relationship on one side and another kind of business relationship on the other side. So what the 5 has to do as Mercury is suggest that make sure your communication is clear. Make sure everybody understands where they're going on a project together. Make sure everybody knows their part very, very well. And if you're supposed to come together in a group conscious level, then do that, but know why you're coming together. That's the nature of 5. 5 is moving swiftly and adapting to changes as they come up, which means you have to know everything and everybody around you pretty well, and you have to see the direction or the course that everything is moving in so you can make the proper decision. Well, let's say you're in a 6 personal year. Well, if you're in a 6 personal year, what can you do with that 6 personal year? 6 is family and community and service. How well do you serve yourself, which is personal? How well do you serve your family? How well do you serve your community? Where's your energy going into? Well, you got to take care of yourself so you can take care of family. So you can be there as a significant other in a family unit. And if you are mastering the family unit well, then you can definitely be out there with the public in the community. That's what Confucius, I believe, in one of his teachings used to be. To a good ruler is one who works within their family. They have balance in their family. If they have justness and honesty in their family, if they have more compassion in their family, then that ruler can rule with a just heart, with a compassionate heart, and not be ruthless, not be oppressive. So the nature of the 6 is to understand where the value of love, where the principle of love is in your life. Be more unconditional in your approach. Be more unconditional in your acceptance. Sometimes you're going to feel like you want to judge everybody. You're going to be a little biased at times, but that's what you're trying to correct. You're trying to show more love. In order to show that love, you got to work with the forgiveness factor inside yourself. Maybe you're being very harsh on yourself for something that you didn't have or you had too much of. So you got to get rid of all the guilt feelings with yourself. Then you can work with someone else and help them get through their energy, through their situation. The nature of that 6 is Venus. Venus rules Taurus and Libra. Libra is ideal partnerships and arrangements and contracts and being just. Taurus is dealing with the finer things of life, dealing with the practical nature of life, and not to be stubborn while you're dealing with it. So the nature of the 6 is to be fair-minded, just-minded, loving and unconditional, and do what? Being able to monitor or pace your life, being able to make your foundation stronger, right? And then not being stubborn about anything. So you got to be able to work along with other people. You got to show a little bit of ease in your life when you're dealing with others. So here you are. You're in this 6th personal year. Those of you that are in the 7, the 8, and the 9 personal year. Well, when people are going through 7, 8s, and 9 personal years, first of all, their energy is way out there. Sometimes their energy needs to be more in. So when you're in a 4 and a 7 and an 8, it calls forth that old soul quality. You've been here before. You've done it all before. So now you got to just step into it and really begin to take it on as a blessing for you, so you can bless someone else. So when you're in that 7 personal year, sometimes you want to be more to yourself. You really don't even want to be out with too many people. If you do, you cut it short. Maybe last year you're out and about and being all over the place. You enjoyed being in places for 4 or 5 hours at a time. When in that 7 personal year, you slice all of that in half. That 7 personal year is telling you take a break. Take a break and work more on yourself when you're in that 7 personal year. 7 personal year is getting to the point where you could know yourself better, so you can create better wellness opportunities, so you can regenerate and generate more energy. You can create better health for yourself. You can get rid of and overcome anxiety attacks and panic attacks. Why? Because you're getting inside your head, you're getting inside the body, and you're figuring out what the body can utilize and what it can't utilize. So when you're in that 7 personal year, it's all about creating wellness all over the place for yourself. How well do you communicate with family and friends? How well do you communicate with yourself? So what you want to do is do all the things that you can so that you feel better for yourself. So what you're striving to do is you're striving to make things better. And if you can make things better for yourself, then that allows you to feel freer in your life and not feel like you're compressed. You don't feel like you're overwhelmed. And that's what happens when you're in a 7 personal year. That 7 personal year means you want to bear witness to the fact that you're going to be okay. So you're like in an incubation stage. You're trying to go over some things in your heart and mind to give you further clarification, so that when you move out of that 7 personal year into the 8, then anything that was in the past you didn't clear up, you get a chance to clear it up with full awareness and full remembrance of it. You don't feel like you're being overwhelmed and restricted by burdens like debts and restrictions or limitations, dealing with some things that maybe dealt with elders or old long-standing problems. When you're in that, you shift from that 7 into that 8. That 7 means you can still be creative, but you're going to utilize the tools like meditation, prayer, affirmations, affirmative prayers, and decrees to help open your consciousness. You can use art that helps you do that. Maybe you're going to compose some music. Maybe you're going to choreograph a dance piece. Maybe you're going to play a brand new instrument that's going to allow you to really get deep on the inside with yourself and create that harmony and birth forth that new awareness. So when you step into that 8 personal year, like that 7 and the 4, you're coming from the state of an old soul. You've been here before. You've done these things before. Now you're here to master yourself. Before you step out, you're going to make sure you have everything in place. You're going to make sure you have everything together. You're going to make sure you got all the tools. You're going to make sure that you know those tools inside and out. You're going to make sure that you're well versed at what you do and your skills, your talents. So you're dealing with that 8. During the 8 personal year, don't loan out any money to anybody. During the 8, try to get your money back. If you loaned out money during the 8, it's okay to go up to people and say, hey, you know that money I loaned you, do you have it? If they don't have it, work out some installment plans so you can get your money back. Okay? So when you're going through that 8 personal year, anything that you start, maybe you have a business idea, and you start to get the business going. Well, you're going to see at least a year and a half to 2 years before it grows into fruition for you, before you see it take root. So if you start a business, a partnership, or you have somebody in your life that's very close to you and you're thinking about an engagement, know that you need plenty of time to see it fulfill itself, which also means you need plenty of time to see if you really know who that person is that you want to spend your life with. So in that 8 personal year, allow yourself to go into their past a little bit. Discuss the past with them. Also with yourself, go into your past experiences, and make sure that that past isn't a burden anymore to you. Now, what if you're in a 9 personal year? Well, if you're in a 9 personal year, 9 is about beginnings and endings. 8 gave you that Capricorn nature, that innate wisdom from the past that allows you to take the best tools, the most refined tools, and allows you to move forward. When you step into the 9 personal year, if there's anything that has no value for you, anything that is outdated, anything that doesn't work in a 9 personal year, that's when you cut the cords. That's when you get rid of everything. You clean your slate during the 9 personal year so that when you enter the 1 personal year, you take off. You can soar. And when you go through these cycles every 9 years, you're going to realize you're not competing with anybody but yourself. The only hurdle you have is the fears that you've created for yourself, or the fears that you've allowed other people to place there in your life as hurdles. It's all about self-awareness. What do you know about yourself? What have you learned about yourself? I had an elder friend who once told me about 10 years ago. She said it like this. You know, Bishop Francis, it takes 6 years. Why did you say this? She go this way. It takes you 6 months out of the year, the first 6 months out of the year, to learn how to mind your own business, to cultivate your own business, to cultivate your own life. And I used to say, well, what about the other 6 months? She said, well, you spend that time keeping your nose out of other people's business. So what she was saying was, spend time on developing yourself. Spend time on making yourself better. Spend time in getting better with you. And spend less time worrying about how other people go about doing it. See, this is what happens sometimes. There's a lot of people like to tell everybody else how something's supposed to go in your life. Sometimes you need to ask them, well, were they successful at it? Maybe they're giving you some tools that didn't work for them. Well, that might tell you if they're giving you some tools that didn't work for them, you can't even take those tools and apply them in your own situation. You're better off finding your own tools, creating your own tools, creating your own venues. Can't get through that door? One of my ancestors used to say, kick down the door or kick a hole in the wall. In any event, create a way for yourself. Remember, you have the power to do exactly as you desire in your life. You have the power to plug into the source that is greater than yourself. All numerology is teaching you is that you have a way. You have more than one way in which to accomplish your goals. You have more than one way to improve upon your life. You have more than one way to activate those desires that are seeds planted deeply in your consciousness, deeply in your heart, and watch them grow and cultivate them. Cultivate them with self-love. Cultivate them with self-respect. Cultivate them with more wisdom and understanding about yourself. And look to position yourself with people who are already doing it. Position yourself with people who are loving people, kind people, who are working to move and make their lives better as well as make their communities better. And what I mean by your community is not just the material appearance of your community, the spiritual value in your community. Do your best to bring that part out and realize it's not just your community that counts, it's the whole world. We're all plugged into each other. So let's work along with each other. Let's find a common ground where we can work with each other and make it happen for our world. Well, thank you for enjoying coming in and watching this if you were able to watch it live, or if you see it later and it's because I did record it for you. This is a live video stream. We started a little after 5 and we've been in the show now about 43 minutes and 37 seconds. We have about 2 minutes left, so if you'd like to contact me, you can always email me at IAM, that's the letters IAM dot circle of grace with the number 1 at the end at yahoo.com, or IAM dot circle of grace 1 at gmail.com, or you could use Bishop Francis at circleofgrace1.net. If you view this a little later in the archives, and if you have any questions, be sure to get back in touch with me. We did the personal year numbers, the personal cycle numbers. Next time we'll come back and review how to look at addresses, the numbers in an address, how to really look at it. Okay, whether it's a 3-digit or a 4-digit, even if you have a cross street that gives a number, I'm going to show you how to look at that. Even look at a zip code, okay, and how you can find out the energy in there. Well, until next time, my name is Brother Francis E. Revels-Bey. I'm the founder of the Circle of Grace One, the chief principal teacher and bishop for the Circle of Grace One, as well as the Circle of Divine Grace and Remembrance. I like to call it the Circle of Grace One is the Circle of Divine Grace and Remembrance. Well, until next time, my friends, remember that divine grace is a blessing as we are alive and well in the age of remembrance. See you next time.